Welcome back, blade lovers. We have another TwoSun knife in the house today, and be warned, this is a very special blade. I love it. So if you want to just end it there, that's fine. If you want some details, hang with me a bit. This is the TS211, a design by Tiguass, and I checked him out on Instagram. He's got a lot of very interesting designs. There are some of his designs out there by CMB, I believe, and a few other companies, and I don't believe this is his first TwoSun knife, although I'm just sort of getting up to speed with his creations. He's a Japanese designer, I understand, and his full name, or the name he goes by design-wise, is Tiguass Onishiken. So leave it at that. You'll see the name in the thumbnail, and I'll provide some links to his Instagram and as well as White Mountain Knives, where this TS211 came from. But let's take a look at, for $80 or so from White Mountain. And again, prices are flexible. You may get it cheaper on eBay, but you've got to bid, you've got to wait for the shipment from China, etc., etc. I like dealing with White Mountain. I get it free shipping, get it in a few days, and the prices are fair. He bases them on kind of market prices off of eBay, he tells me. There is the logo for Tiguass. Very interesting design. You can see that it's in 14C28N. And the other thing you can see is the beautiful marbled carbon fiber, which you don't see that often on TwoSun knives. And you not only have that inset or inlay on the handle here, but you have it as a surround with a beautiful design, kind of a water drop, teardrop around the pivot. T8 on that side. Locking bar with a hardened steel insert. Really nice millwork on that side, really on both sides. Very fine. Gives a little extra to the grip because the rest is fairly smooth. But the ergos are really, let me back out a little bit. The ergos are really, really good. Yes, you do have a finger groove that you're committed to, but the rest of your fingers sort of fit into that swale. There is no jimping on the back of the blade. However, we've got some interesting fuller work here and a cut in here, which unfortunately when it's closed, you can't, well, yeah, you can get to it. It's buried pretty much, but it's got a sharp enough shoulder, unlike other designs, where you can use it. And now it's because I'm pushing on the lock bar. There we go. So I kind of prefer the flipper. The flipper's got just about the right size, got jimping. In the blade design, we've got a beautiful drop point. It does drop slightly with an interesting, it almost looks like a spear point with that swedge on the top. The fuller, you can engage and spidey flick it if you get it far enough back. But let's get some measurements on it, because I'm sure you're interested in the size. You can sort of see it in my hand, but we're going to call that close to 8 3/4 overall. Call it like an 8.6 overall. Got a blade, if we measure right to that part of the handle, of 3 3/4, so it's not a small knife, and just about a 3 3/4 inch cutting edge. Blade thickness in millimeters is pretty substantial. 3.7. Handle thickness, not too thick, at 0.56. So got plenty to hang on to there, but not overly thick at all. Okay, zeroed out the scale. So what do we have in ounces? 4.689, so call it 4.69. Coming up on 5 ounces, but under that. Check out the beautiful clip and the millwork on that. I mean, this is just eye candy masterpiece. We've got a nice lanyard slot there should you want to use that. And again, you can play with this should you get one, and you can practice finger flicking it, flipper flicking it, or if you get it right, thumb flicking it. Takes a little bit of work, but again, I prefer to rely on the flipper tab. Comes through reasonably sharp. I've had sharper TwoSuns, but certainly that's hair shaving sharp. Backspacer, about a half backspacer of titanium. So the materials we've got here is Sandvik 14C28N and a titanium handle with a hardened steel insert. And I'm hearing very good things about TwoSun's Sandvik from Jared Neve's channel. And he's done a lot of sharpening, he's done a lot of cutting tests, and he really swears by TwoSun's 14C. So you need to learn anything more about that, you can check his channel. He's got lots of sharpening and cutting tests out there. Really, really nice blade. Let's take a look at this as a comparison to something I reviewed recently. Here is the Vandal, designed by LTK and Max Tkachuk. Just for comparison, you can see that the Vandal is still a monster-sized knife. If we switch around the perspective, it may not look quite as large against a 211. Vandal, by the way, is the 329. So yeah, we've got about a good inch bigger overall on the Vandal, and about 3/4 of an inch longer on the blade. Is that right? Maybe 1/4 of an inch. Depends upon where you measure it from. And while we're doing comparisons, here's a grip pillion. And the grip tillion's a smaller knife than the 211 for sure. And let's see how it stacks up against the Ontario Rat 1. Just about the same as the Rat 1, so I like it. It's a big knife, right in there, just about exactly the same size as the Rat 1. But feels a little lighter. It's very lively, you know, under 5 ounces for a knife this size. It's beautiful. And let's see if they did any weight relieving. Yes, they did. There's a big channel there, and not so much on the other side, but mainly on that pivot side, non-clip side, show side, whatever you want to call it. So that's cool. That keeps the weight down a bit. And that milling on the blade probably removes a little weight too, because it's on both sides. Really, really nice action, smooth, drop shut out of the box. You do have a detent right there where it's hitting the detent ball, but smooth after that. So get it there, give it a little shake, and it's down. Not going to cut you, because that flipper tab is going to hit your thumb. And from there, again, beautiful, smooth on bearings, drop shut action. Interesting how it's cut out here. Almost looks like you'd have thumb studs that would be engaging there, but no. It's a single stop pin. Let's see how they're doing that. They're not, well, hold on. Yeah, so let's get a light in there again. Oh, that was wrong. Hard to tell sometimes. No, basically there is the pin that engages it in the handle. They're not internal stop pins, but the lockup is just absolutely solid. No wiggle, no blade play, no lock rock. So, I really like the knife. One of my favorite TwoSuns. I keep saying that each new TwoSun that comes out, it's my favorite TwoSun. There are a few exceptions, but they are out there. They are willing to work with these designers and give us some very interesting knives at budget prices. When I say budget, under 100, okay. Lower end budget, under 50, okay. Bottom end budget, 20, 25. There's good knives in all those categories, but to get these materials for 80 bucks, just amazing. I mean, the only thing we're lacking here is super steels. It's not M390, etc., which would jack the price up a bit. Okay. And not sure they've got any more at White Mountain, but keep your eye out for this one. It's a beautiful knife, and you may want to add it to your collection, your TwoSun collection, and what have you. This Old Sword signing out. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. We'll be back with more good stuff soon.